I've got another question again from Courtney. I think we've talked about this, but it's a very valid question. What is the process needed for the benefits of straw phonation or any SOVTs to persist when singing? Is it the same as Tietze's 2006 SOVT rationale paper or something else? Now,
So, so there's short-term benefits and there's long-term benefits, as with any athletic intervention, with any intervention. If we consider both for the minute, we can kind of work out that persistence effect when singing. When you do straw phonation, the general consensus in the literature at the moment is that those effects last a reasonable period of time after you take the straw away, but nobody is quite sure in exactly how long. So I'm saying reasonable. You could expect it to be probably less than an hour. And that is, you're just doing straw phonation, you're just doing something, and then let's say you just go straight on stage and you do your performance. You're going to be getting the efficiency of that environment that you've just generated, but at a diminished level when compared to having the straw in place. So having the straw in place is maximum efficiency. You'll create this environment, you'll create the expansion, you'll create openness and freedom that will persist for a period of time, probably less than an hour, based on the literature, although nobody has decided on that yet. But then when we think about the athletic side of things, the coordination side, as with any other athletic task, if you go to the gym and you want to lift the heaviest weight possible, you ain't going to try that on day one, because if you try that on day one, nothing is going to happen. You haven't built the muscle, you haven't built the coordination, you haven't built the technique. So when we think of it like that, on day one, you cannot expect the same level of results as day 100, for instance. Because day 100, you've repeated this, you've conditioned the body, you've taught the body, this is what it feels like, this is how good it feels, these are the way we're supposed to move these muscles and these systems efficiently, this is what that openness feels like, this is the minimum effort you need. And so by day 100, when you take the straw away, you're like, oh, okay, great, I can replicate most of this scenario because I am used to doing that now because I've worked with this tool for so long. So it's a little bit of both. You get that short-term boost and you get the long-term athletic conditioning as well.
Yeah, I think that's really important to note. And that's really what I say again and again in the 4 activities of singing, my online educational singer training program, is that every exercise, including straw phonation, that we use in singing, is the goal is to balance vocal production, get it as efficient as possible, and have an individual experience as the singer of what that feels like. And that's really the goal. Then we take that, now we've established it, we know how it feels, we know how it sounds. Now we need to take that and apply it to our singing. And that's this exercise, train, apply. And the more this happens, the more efficient the exercise gets, the more efficient that translation from exercise to singing application happens, the more it becomes what people call an automated action. That's a habitual action. You're no longer thinking about the process because you've been doing it so often. Now it just becomes a part of what you do. And that's why it's so important to create good habits as singers. It says, everybody knows a bad habit is hard to break. Well, the same thing is true in singing. And I know I've been there. I mean, I can talk about this because I've been a professional singer for so long and been through the ups and downs. And sometimes you get so far and then you don't get any further until you realize, oh, I created a bad habit about 7 years ago and nobody fixed it or nobody pointed it out to me, and now I'm stuck and I have to go back. In order to advance further, we have to correct that. So I think that's definitely the long-term value. It's just that same process. Establish in your technical training or exercises what people would also call a warm-up, I call it technical training. Establish that coordination, find it again, and then apply it to your singing. And the more often that process happens, the faster your singing advances and the more automated that action becomes for you.